When we feel like we are perpetually swimming upstream in life, while getting fatigued and getting nowhere fast, we'll be faced with one of two options. Uh, First, we realize that what we're doing is not sustainable, and therefore we'll look for a life preserver before we completely drown. Or we can stubbornly try even harder to swim against the current. And so I want to give you two pictures. See, the first is what happens when we insist on swimming upstream by attempting to establish a righteousness or a worth of our own, and then a picture of what allowing Christ to be our source of righteousness or worth is like. And remember, Paul has said yesterday that he has counted all his success as garbage that he may know Christ. And so Paul's going to contrast two types of righteousness, one which is his own, and the other which comes from God on the basis of faith. So at this point, there's not a better expert than Paul because he's immersed himself in both. So this backpack here is a picture of establishing a righteousness of our own. Now we all start off with a backpack with the inevitable stresses of life, but not all backpacks are created equal. And so as I fill this backpack up, what we're going to see is I'm going to fill it up with things that can often be the source of our righteousness. And I want you to remember from yesterday, one of the things that kept Paul from knowing Christ at one point, they were not his failures, they were his successes. So I'm going to read from Philippians 3, verse 9, and then we're going to fill this backpack up. All right, here's how it reads. And being found in him, not having a righteousness of my own that comes from the law, but that which is through faith in Christ, a righteousness that comes from God on the basis of faith. All right, so here, as you can see, I have a big backpack. It's not too heavy right now, but it can sure hold a lot of stuff. So first thing I know, one of the things for me, I know it's easy to establish our worth in is our career. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to shove this in this backpack that'll eventually put on my back. That'll add a little bit of weight. And then, man, you know what? I really care what other people think of me. So here's this mirror. I'm gonna stuff this in here because that's a part of the way I establish my worth. And you know, I've noticed my home, it's kind of not really up to par with others. I definitely don't have the latest flat screen model. So that's a little bit of a burden. I'm gonna put that in. And man, you know, these kids didn't make honor roll, and man, I just feel like they don't really compare or measure up to others. So man, this book, this is gonna go in this backpack. And man, you know what? Sports, gosh, I don't know. I'm not measuring up to really what I thought. I'm not performing the way I should. So I'm gonna stuff this in here. And man, you know what? This quarantine, I've sure put on some weight, and man, my body doesn't look like others. So I'm gonna stuff this jump rope in there. And then, man, you know, I just really need to eat better because, man, I'm just not that healthy. So all right, good. So now I'm gonna go try to swim upstream with this backpack, and I'm gonna put this on, and yeah, I think I can do this. Well, not really. You see, these things are crushing. But what happened to Paul was this, right? When he met Christ, Christ came and he took his backpack off. And now there was a lightness. You see, Paul woke up every day and he was no longer defined by his successes. He was no longer a slave to them. They were no longer the source of his worth. And so the things that we listed, they can be good things as long as they're not the source of our righteousness. And so let us join Paul and let us put our backpacks down and let Christ be the source of our righteousness and our worth.